Hey, we're on. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the VHS collection show, the YouTube's only VHS live chat collection show. Just talking about VHS. Can you believe it? It's a real deal. I'll be your co-host of the evening. I have a co-host. I'll be a co-presenter. With me, as always, is Chris Roberts. It's good to see you.
Hey.
Oh my God, I forgot my headphones.
Yeah, I did too, and I made a mad dash over there while you were playing that little trailer, and I knew something was missing, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, my headphones." So I like how you're so shocked about the VHS. I've been pushing this on you for so long, Bill.
That is the shocking bit, that I have succumbed to your VHS seduction.
Well, imagine how I am with women.
Well, I don't want to say succumbed. I'm humoring it. Maybe that's
no. You're in it. Just admit it, man. Don't let your Canadian friends shame you into not liking VHS. You're in it. It's it. You know it's cool. Look at your whole setup. Let's talk about that. You got a new background going on there. I shamed you into recreating your background.
Yeah, we got some more components. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
later.
I like it. It looks really good. That. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but let's continue with the introduction. This is the VHS collection live chat. If you're here in the chat, it's good to see you. I know we got Matt, Bandy is here, and Duke is here already. Good to see you guys. Don't forget, you can always reach out to us in the chat. And of course, you can always email us at starttocontinuemail@gmail.com, which I have that somewhere. There, yeah. See that?
Oh, look at that. That's fancy.
Send us an email, and we'll get to the mailbag soon today as well. So there's lots of stuff to go through. I'm going to show you some VHS pickups. VHS just followed me home somehow as I was out and about. Didn't want it to happen, but it happened. I'll give you an update on my 500 tape Horde. That is practically this. So we'll talk about that later.
Okay. Well, but to be fair, you were thinning out some of the junk, and now you're going to start bringing in some of the higher quality.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll talk about that. Chris Roberts, what are you planning on for this episode?
Well, I got some new pickups, and I'd like to go over some of them. We can talk a little bit about some of the things that I've noticed recently, and we'll go from there,
I notice Chris Roberts has already made a production change to the feed here. I had selected a color scheme for VHS. He's changed it on me and changed it to bubbles.
I thought this was our brand.
I changed it. I said, enough. It's not VCR enough for me.
Okay, well then take it back. I thought you just didn't set it up. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Thank you for catching that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just thought you just didn't set it up. I know it defaults to whatever you used last, so I should have known.
What does the audience think? Do they like this, the bubble, or do they want black and white? I don't know.
What did you have? You had the minimal?
No, that's the
you had default
vinyl show.
Yeah, let me see.
Default and black and white.
All right, so you have black and white and just block?
Yeah.
Or you like the bubble? I guess block looks a more analog. I'll give you that. Let's just say that's fine. Okay, hey, we can do that.
All right. Well, it's good to see you. We haven't done this in a couple weeks. I've been I've been looking forward to it. I've got some stuff.
I have too, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you got things to show, because it's about time. I've been carrying all the heavy load. You've been showing just a lot of old man junk.
Well, I don't know if it's good or not. I just got stuff to show.
Well, I mean, first off, that TV behind you to the right of our screen, to your left, behind your left with the little knobs there, that's pretty cool. I remember you got that at a yard sale a few years back or something, right?
Exactly right. It was the thrift store. And
yeah, what brand is that? Is that a Samsung?
Can you tell from here?
I feel like it was a Samsung, but I can't see it.
That's a Toshiba, if you can.
Toshiba. Well, that's good too.
Toshiba.
Yeah, that's nice. Those are good brands.
That's a Toshiba here. I got Toshiba decks back here.
This is a Toshiba right here. A nice little VCR TV combo.
Yeah, beauty.
I am playing, in case you want to know, this is the TV recording of Halloween 2, and there should be commercials on here. I haven't watched this tape. I have a guy in one of my little collector groups. He was selling some home dubs, so I got part 1 and part 2. This is the first time I'm playing part 2. I played part 1. It had a whole bunch of commercials in it, which was really cool. Now this is defunct now. This doesn't even count. So it's a defunct part 2.
We're not going to go down that road again.
We don't have to go down the road, but I'm just saying it doesn't even count. But in the new part 3, okay, the new one that's coming out this week, Halloween Kills.
Is it this week?
I meant this year. Sorry, this year. I don't know why. It's actually next month. They do bring back some of the lore from this. He's supposed to end up in the same hospital at some point. So that's kind of cool. So they eliminated it, but yet they're going to bring back some of the mythology, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. I think that's why I was so shocked. I saw my first blurb on that, I think, this week.
Yeah, they've released some teasers, and there's one channel I watched. There was a handwritten, like some sort of breakdown of the trailer, but you never know if that's true. I don't want to know anything about it. What I know is good enough. That's enough for me. There is an extended trailer. I did say teaser, but there is actually a trailer. I don't know if it's like the official last trailer, but it looks really cool. Anyway, this isn't the trailer show. Let's talk some tapes. What do you got?
Well, I'd love to throw up some
what?
Out of context chatting here. I like that.
Well, yeah.
They're fighting in the chat, folks. Well, first of all, let me give you an update on the 500 tape Horde. I did have, as you guys know, if you've watched previous episodes, that was the point of this show, was to go through this horde of 500 free tapes I came across. So I ended up actually building a little shelving unit out in the garage and mounted it to the wall. Held about 250, half the horde. And I filled that up, and we went through the rest on past episodes about what to get rid of, what to keep, what to think about. And so I had a yard sale this past weekend. I put more VHS out at the yard sale, and there were actual shoppers for that, which was nice to see.
Look, commercial. The guy's with the diabetes guy. Quaker Oats.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Just so that everybody knows, if Bill gets boring, just watch this.
Yeah,
I'm just joking. Bill's not boring. He's a good dude.
Had a yard sale, VHS shoppers, which was good. It was good to.
And you never sell. You've tried to put VHS out before at a convention one time, right? And then people gave you the stink eye like you're an idiot.
Oh yeah, took it all home.
Right. But not this time, though, right?
Yeah, we actually had shoppers. So I'm up in Canada, so it's not as hot as it might be where Chris Roberts is down in the States, California. So it's interesting to see it start to get a little bit trendy again. And I talked to the people shopping, and they're like excited about it to go through it. And they're like, yeah, look at all the cool covers and stuff. I know, it's cool. We'll take it. I was selling them. What do you think my price was? Do you know? Did you see?
I did not see it. I'm going to guess you were going $3 Canadian
each.
Yeah. No. You two for a Canadian dollar.
They were $3 for $1.
Okay.
$3 for $1. So I sold maybe 15 to 20 tapes.
So that's like 20 cents, 15 cents a piece American then. Okay. Right? I mean, am I wrong or I'm close?
Maybe. So whatever was left over, I took a picture of it and I put that up on Marketplace and said, you can take the whole lot for $35. So there's probably like 200 tapes there, right?
Right.
Actually, I put half of what was left because I had like them neatly in boxes so you could see all the spines. And then I had, remember the trash box where you guys said to put all the trash?
Yeah.
That was just a giant loose box. So I didn't put that in the ad. I just put the good stuff in the ad. And I said $35. Someone offered me like, I think 15 for it. And then I said, look, how about 25 and you can take them. He came and got them. And I said, hey, I happen to have this other box here. It's your day. You're getting this bonus. You can have this whole nother box.
Right.
And he took it.
I know he would. I told you. You thought I was crazy when I said somebody would buy that junk. Now, when I don't get me wrong, I love VHS, but some of the stuff that was in Bill's box was horrible. I mean, nobody wanted to watch this stuff. Nobody, except one guy, that guy who bought all your stuff.
True.
So good for him.
True. So this guy, he like the other story I told about the All in the Family collection on VHS I sold years ago. It was the same idea. He had like a hunting lodge up north or something.
Yep. Wanted to have some tapes. Yeah.
They need some tapes. So that was it. I was just before he showed up, I went through the boxes one more time to make sure nothing crazy snuck in.
Make sure
there.
my stuff didn't sneak in there, right?
Well, remember that tape that you said was trash and I found out was like a high price item, that fire
I don't remember that at all.
That was in there, but I rescued it, just for the record.
Well, I think you're lying, but go ahead.
So that's practically half the Horde is gone, cleared out of the garage, and a big weight off my chest. The only tapes I have left from the Horde are what I selected, and I also kept back the Sherlock Holmes collection, and I put that up as its own
God.
thing. Someone's going to want that for sure at some point.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. You know who? Like Sherlock Holmes' mom. Some relative will want it, maybe.
Well, I offered it to the dude who took the 215 tapes. I said, I got the Sherlock Holmes stuff here, too. He's like, I'm going to hold off on that.
Right.
Stuff. So, yeah. What you doing? You
I was wondering where I had another stack I was going to show, and I was looking around. I realized it's under my chair. So,
oh, okay. Well,
I have pinned myself in this corner. So once I'm in it, it's very hard to get out of it unless I undo a whole lot of stuff that I don't feel like doing. So I'm getting there, Bill. I'm almost ready.
All right. So, yeah, in the meantime, I had done my usual trips around the thrift stores and all that. And I did have a day trip to a town like about 40 minutes north of me. Found lots of tapes there, too, by accident. Not really looking for it and just finding it. And so those are what I'm going to show you. I can show you what I found in the thrift store in this town, which was quite shocking. And I don't like buying from this thrift store because they put their price stickers right on here.
Yeah, sometimes that could be a hassle.
Oh my God. You cannot take these stickers off without putting some effort into it with what'd you say, hair dryer?
Yes, hair dryer is I'll use a hair dryer. Sometimes I'll use a light amount of alcohol, like on a baby wipe. But I mean, you got to be careful because not every tape is created equal. Usually they have like a coating on them, so you can kind of rub down and you're fine. But every now and then you'll notice that you'll get one that it doesn't, and you can pull off some ink. So it's best to kind of maybe practice a little bit on the spine that goes inwards, maybe, and just kind of rub it a little bit, see what happens. And then if you really want to, you know what I mean?
And we've talked before how stickers are great for provenance, but these are just ugly thrift stores.
No. See, that's not the kind of stickers you want. You want some from former rental stores. You don't give a shit about, Bill's thrift shop. You know what I mean? Like, no, you want something that actually matters. Former rental tape stores. Maybe even like Warehouse in the States. We had a Warehouse, the Warehouse. They sold VHS. Some of those are cool. Blockbuster starting to become a little more accepted. There was a time people hated Blockbuster, so that wasn't. But I always, Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, they were the big boys on the block as far as rental tapes. Like the bigger chains. And so some people despise them because they are kind of part of the fall of the mom and pop. But I mean, it was just it was a natural progression. I mean, it was going to happen. Like anytime something becomes big, a corporation's going to get involved in it. And it's just kind of the way it goes. So as much as at the time I wasn't a Blockbuster fan, over the years, I've softened on them a little bit.
Yeah, watch that Blockbuster documentary. It's on Netflix if you want some behind the
Is it?
scenes.
Are you talking about the last video store?
Yeah, I think so. They talk about the business behind it, how they didn't end around everyone else who's trying to rent videos. They did their own deal. Anyways, I don't want to get into that.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's just put it this way. Blockbuster is cooler now than it's been in a long time, but still, like this right here. This was a local store, this Real Deal Video. A friend of mine found this at Goodwill and gave it to me. This was a legitimate mom and pop rental store, and this is one of my prized possessions. I mean, I couldn't have been any happier, because I knew of it. It was actually not too far where I lived at as a kid. We never went to it because we were poor. We didn't have a VCR. But over the years, you start to see these things. You're like, I remember that. I used to drive by it all the time and fantasize what a VCR looked like.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until the late, 10, 11, that range when we actually got a VCR. But the earlier years, there was nothing. So we were just lucky that our neighbors bootlegged our cable for us.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely have those stories on this show about our first VCRs and our first rentals and what the business was like back then. Chris Roberts is probably a little bit older than me, so his stories might be a bit different.
Right.
Sure. Sorry, speaking about stickers, let's just get the mailbag out of the way, because what you said about stickers relates to what's in the mailbag sent from a loyal viewer, also named Bill. And he was following up on that Freddy doll that we showed last week.
Okay.
And so we were wondering if the hat really did come off or not. Sure enough, it does.
Yeah, I thought so, because sometimes you find them and they're missing. So unless the person broke them off, I felt like it was something that came on that you could take off and put back on.
Look at that sculpt, man. That is crazy.
That's great.
It's crazy. That's got to be.
And that was, it's interesting how this child murderer, then later on, part of his lore was he was a pedophile, but it was marketed to children. I mean, not originally, but around the Elm Street 4 or 5, 6. I mean, they had Halloween costumes, and they were definitely marketing towards children.
Well, they didn't have they have little stubbies here so the kids don't hurt themselves on his mitt.
Right.
But he also showed the tape from media. You guys, you were responding to him how the media version was a better tape. And he wanted to show us the Astral video sticker on here. So that's distributed in Canada by Astral Video.
Yeah, that's really cool. They actually, if I'm not mistaken, have one of the more sought after tapes of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's two big ones that you want. One's the Wizard, the big box Wizard, and I believe there's even a smaller Wizard box. And then also that Astral tape is pretty phenomenal.
And he wanted to show us one more tape. He got this when he was living in Japan. Do you know what this is?
I don't know. I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say the Ring. Okay, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. Japanese Ring tape.
I have the Ring, the Japanese, but mine says like Ring U. It's on the shelf over here somewhere. I don't know if I can reach it, but let me see. Yeah, it's right here. See?
Oh.
The original movie that inspired The Ring. I have yet to watch it. I've been meaning to. I was a fan of the original Ring, and part 2 isn't a bad sequel. I mean, I remember initially not really caring for it, but I watched it not too long ago, and actually it was better than I remembered.
There's his actual cassette of it.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So there you go. If you have any VHS tapes you want to show us, send them to the email of start to continue at mail@gmail.com, and we'll gladly go through the mailbag. Anyways, I was showing a tape.
Yes.
I was starting us off. Beverly Hills Cop.
Okay, that's a classic.
That's a great that one, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Of course, as I was saying about this Talese, they're also charging $1.99 a tape. That is the most expensive.
I mean, in all honesty, I know where you're coming from, but that's not that bad. In the States, you'll come into some thrift stores that do that. Like they're anywhere from dirt cheap to, you know, $1.99 or whatever. That's pretty much my max on a common tape, unless it's something I really want and condition's a factor. But
yeah, well, this here in Canada, where we've talked how VHS is very low, that's a really high price. $1.99 here at Talese. At the Salvation Army, $5 for $1. We'll get into that later.
Wow.
And let me show off a couple more here. Now, I think you talked about this before, that it's a get whenever you see it, and that's Airheads.
Yeah, I don't remember if I probably did talk about it, but that's one of those ones that people want. I wouldn't call it rare. I do think it's sought after, though. I know I would have been happy to find that. I don't have it. It's one of those ones I kind of have my eyes open for when I'm looking through, you know, a place that I know doesn't have a ton of rare stuff. You know, when you're kind of going through the common stacks.
Didn't we mention that, like, there's songs on here you couldn't get anywhere else or something like that? Something like that?
You know what? That might have been one of our other co-hosts of a different show, maybe. I don't remember talking about that, but that's a cool tape. I think it might be a little on the rare. I mean, I'm seeing Matt talk about it being hard to find, and I agree. I mean, if it was easy to find, I would have it. Wow. Okay. So Matt's got a little more info on it. He's saying it's around $50. So, and I don't disagree with that. That sounds right to me. So,
but
it looks like that
selections.
Well, probably not. But either way, it's not dirt cheap. You know what? I take that back. It is a common piece of crap. Just throw that in my pile, Bill. Just add that to my pile.
I don't know what pile you're talking about nowadays.
Well, we'll talk about it because I had a pile going, and I have something for you. So, how about you know we keep that going?
You're gonna love this. A film by John Schlesinger. Do you know John Schlesinger? He's famous for doing Honky Tonk Freeway.
Oh yeah, that. I mean, everybody wants that.
Now, it's so odd looking. That's why I grabbed it. It is completely unique, and my spidey sense went off. And my spidey sense does not go wrong.
It never does. Never does your spider sense go wrong. How much is that one worth?
This one is sure about the high price tape. Yeah, no, it is. Surprisingly, this has Beau Bridges, Beverly D'Angelo, William Defane, and Hume Cronin and Terry Garr in it, in a biting satire of contemporary America. And John Schlesinger, he's the guy that directed Midnight Cowboy. So I was testing you, and you didn't get that.
Well, I am also trying to log into my Instagram, and so I can show something from here. I see you doing that screen share thing, and I was trying to get it ready, so my bad.
That's Honky Tonk Freeway in widescreen. So that's from Anchor Bay.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes it a little less.
Anchor Bay, they were the only guys pumping out weirdo media.
No, I know. I just want to make you feel bad.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's fine, Bill.
That's money right there. I don't see the chat talking how important it is, but it is.
Well, so what does it mean to you, though? I mean, is that something you're going to keep, or something you're looking to flip to get something you rather have, or what are we talking about here?
So valuable. This gets to go in the Chris Roberts box, and something else comes out.
No, we don't want to do that.
That's why we got that. No, I'm not keeping this. This is something will happen to that, but it's not for me. Although maybe I'll watch it. I am all wired up here to watch this stuff. And
well, finally, I mean, you really should watch your tapes, Bill.
Yeah. Finally, I think this is the last tape from Talese that I got was Peach and Dong's next movie. I love this movie. I love all Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, I'm a friend of the Cheech and Chong movies. I think I have them all. What was your least favorite? Do you remember?
The Dreams one, where they're
Nice Dreams.
Nice Dreams, yeah. Although there's funny moments in it for sure, but it's not.
I remember
the
being
Corsican brothers.
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say I remember not liking the Corsican brothers because I was thinking, at the time I thought it was gonna be another pot movie, and it really wasn't.
Right. Yeah.
It was more of was it like Knights of the Round kind of times,
Mm-hmm.
There's a better word for that, but you know what I'm saying.
Have you seen this on a label before? I don't know if it'll show up with this crappy camera.
Oh, the warning?
No, they stamped here, all repeated. It's like a big old stamp, line by line by line. It says Warner. Who's the studio? Universal Studios Home Video Canada, and it just says it over and over and over again. It's a big old stamp across.
Maybe it might be a screener, maybe.
Yeah, why else would they do that?
It's probably a screener copy. I bet you if you put it in, you would know right away because usually the screeners they have like print going on it at the same time.
Well, I've never come across one of those, and they have it screened on the bottom here. Cheech and Chong's next movie. The barcode. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just a later copy, but you said it was Canadian, right?
Yeah.
See, I can't really speak on a lot of the Canadian stuff. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Who knows why you guys did what you did, but anyway.
Exactly. Well, we can put it in. I can put it in the background while you talk.
Well, I was sitting here trying to show that little now what was that little button you clicked on to share your screen again, Bill?
The share button. That would be the share button.
Oh, there it is, the share button. Okay. So while he's doing that, let's see. Chrome tab. Here we go. All right. So this weekend, can you see this, Bill? Is it showing up?
I have to put it up.
Oh,
there it is.
Put it up, Bill.
Woo!
All right.
Look at that guy. It's waving his big old thing around.
So I went hunting this weekend, and I obviously in the picture you can see I got a lot of things going here. But you see this little TV right here, little nice little Panasonic job.
I see it.
Yeah, so all these tapes came from, minus a couple. There was a couple that came somewhere else. This Alice Cooper right here came from a second stop, but most of the stuff came here. But I had a box that was similar to yours, Bill, which was all crap. There was even a couple of Sherlock Holmes, believe it or not. I was actually going to bring them in the house, but I mean, frankly, I didn't want to take them out of the garage. They were garbage. But it was kind of one of those things where, so I pull up and the guy, first thing I saw was the TV. Now I didn't even see the TV, like the screen or the front of it. I just saw it from the side, and I knew right away it was a VCR combo. So when I walked up, he had a little sign on it. I can't really zoom it in here, but as you can see, you see these little stickers right here on the screen?
Yep.
Okay, so they said like $35, and then the other sticker said like tapes included. And so I'm thinking like, $35 isn't bad. I mean, for a working one, that's a fair price. I mean, it's you got wiggle room if you're looking to flip it. If you wanted to keep it, it's a really good price for that. So it was good both ways. So then the guy walks up to me and he goes, what do you think about it? What? I'll tell you what, I'll give it to you for 20. Will you take it for 20, please? Just take it. But you got to take all the tapes. You got to take all the tapes. And I'm just like, okay. And I looked underneath and I just saw like 2 boxes. I thought, okay, that's fine. For $20, I just wanted the TV. And then like he does this thing with his hand, like to show kind of there's a lot more tapes than I noticed. And it was 8 boxes of tapes. A lot of stuff that I didn't like. A lot of Westerns. And I mean, not Westerns that I'm into. A lot of John Wayne Westerns. Just a lot of early Westerns that I just didn't care for. A lot of classic Hollywood that I'm not saying they don't have their merit, but it's not something I typically put in my collection. I might have a few that mean something to me, a couple Bogart movies, some Hitchcock, stuff like that. But this stuff is like, I don't care about Singing in the Rain. I don't, like, it's a cool movie. I respect its place in history, but I don't need to own it. You know what I mean? And so I thought, man, I could just like pretend like I'm taking the tapes and just set it on the ground over there and just drive away. But I was like, the guy was so nice. I didn't want to do it to him. But I did pull out a couple from him. I'll just show you and what I mean by a couple, I literally mean like a couple that came out of this that I deemed worthy enough to come into the house. And there's actually probably a few more here, but I'm just going to show you this is like the cream of the crop. And frankly, the cream's not that creamy. But first off, because everything seals all the rage, I guess. And there was a sealed Psycho. And this is from the Alfred Hitchcock collection. It probably came in a box set. And I just tuned it. Yeah, I did get one. It's similar to this, but it's black, and it's a Panasonic and not a Toshiba. So this was one of the tapes that were in it, and I just thought, it's kind of cool. I already have Psycho. I have like the more preferred edition of it, but it was still cool. And the seventh voyage of the Sinbad, I like this because it had some of that. What was it? Herringhouse, some of his stop motion animation or whatever they called it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. I'd like to watch that. I think it's also, did he also do Jason and the Argonauts?
Yeah. And it
had so I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm happy with that. And then, and now again, this isn't really worth much, but I just really, and it's so lame too, because it's like, they just took a random, just some random scene. Like there's really no context to the scene, but it's the Planet of the Apes. Yeah. But it's just different. I mean, it's a CBS Fox release, and I didn't have it. I do have the box set. There was a later 20th Century Fox release that had all of the movies in it. And but anyways, this is cool. It's just something I figured, what? I'll keep it. And now, this is not rare by any means because, and maybe I'll let you guess why, but the Night of the Living Dead. Now, why is this a common tape, Bill? Why would this be common?
I don't know. Because
they didn't put a copyright on it.
Oh,
or they let it expire or something really early on. So
forgot about that.
Everybody released this. This is on Good Times, which is another bad omen. I mean, there's a couple of Good Time tapes that are worth picking up only because they have kind of cool covers. There's like a Halloween one that's got a variation. There's a They Live that has a little variation cover, a little variant cover that's kind of cool. But ultimately, it's kind of garbage.
I like the Good Times logo.
Oh, I hate the Good Time. Anytime I see the Good Times logo, it just upsets me. But oh look, you can Baby Jessica, remember her? The chick that fell in the well? Yeah, I think she did like Playboy not too long ago or something. Anyway, so those were kind of the highlight. And then there was one other one which probably don't mean a lot to anybody else, but it's one of those like childhood rentals or maybe I might have rented it once, but it used to come on the movie channel a lot. And it has a really cool little bonus sticker on it. But it was Anthony Michael Hall and Robert Downey Jr. video, a movie it's called Johnny Be Good, right? So he's like a college recruit. So all these colleges are trying to recruit him. So, there's a lot of sex going on or, like teenage hijinks and all that. And I remember liking it as a kid. It's probably horrible, but it's a very heavy tape, so it's a good quality. It's an Orion release. And I love this little sticker right here. Like, that's an actual sticker. That's not printed on there. So it had a bonus Judas Priest video.
Wow.
And I really dig that little sticker there. So,
yeah.
And you know what they say, man? The sticker makes it sicker. So that was a highlight from that pickup. I mean, really, the main highlight was the TV, but Though I will be selling that one because I do have a couple of ones I prefer. They're a little smaller. That one's kind of a bigger one, but it'll find a good home at some point. Yeah, you can't really tell by the picture, but the back sticks out almost like a computer monitor. But
yeah.
So anyway, actually, you know what? I actually even have a better picture here. Hold on. This is what we should. Let me see. No, that's not it. Well, you
big welcome to Danielle's here, and Miss Alba Bob is back on the live stream. We were worried.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, you can take that. Yeah, Mrs. Alba Bob. Hey, how's it going? Stickers.
You want me to put that up?
No. That's cool. We can go ahead. We can get that. It was the wrong picture. I'll get the other one.
What he's got on now, folks. You don't want to see that.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
So there we got some tapes right off the bat. How you like that?
Well, as you should. It is the tape show.
Do you want to talk about the gear in behind me here?
I do.
This was also a big pickup for me. This mainly what I'm playing from right now.
Let's get you a big screen here, buddy.
If you guys remember, Kevin Barrett on Mars called into the show last week. If anyone wants to call into the show, just leave us a note. We'll get you in. And he found, was it a Toshiba he found too? I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Toshiba with the HDMI out.
He wowed me with that. It was.
And you didn't believe him. You basically said he was a liar and a fraud, saying that the VHS part did not go out HDMI.
Exactly, because my Duo here, this Sony one, the outputs are separated, and the component output is DVD only. The progressive output is DVD only, and the VCR part has its own composite output. So when he showed the HDMI output on his, I went, wow. And I happened to see one come up on my Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
So
now remember, I'm telling you, those with the special little HDMIs and the S videos, those are typically worth several $100s.
Yeah, he had it initially listed for $150.
Right, which was the right price, or even maybe a little bit of a discount. But what did you end up swindling this poor guy out of?
Well, he brought it down to, I think, $90. And I offered him $50 for it because it's a VCR. We shouldn't be spending so much on a VCR. And he said, look, I'll do $80. And then we ended up settling on $70. And I definitely didn't want to spend that much money on a VCR, but it does have the HDMI out, which Kevin told us. Well, he proved to us that
he proved it. Yeah. I knew he was right. I knew he was right. That's awesome.
So, I went and I picked it up. It came with the unit as well as the remote control. And so I got into setting this puppy up, with the menus and going through it. And the menu kept saying, like the setup menu would be to go back, hit the return button. So it's got a nice big old remote there with the extra bits here. You open that up. Got the extra bits.
I used to have a remote similar to that. Yeah, once you get into the extra stuff. Tracking and all that.
The menu said to go back, hit the return button. I'm like, there's no return button on here. I don't know what you're talking about, VCR. Anyways, you just hit the setup button and you just start over again. No big deal. But I was also looking at the remote, like this TV Guide thing. Where they have some kind of license with TV Guide.
They probably did, yeah.
And there's an HD hard drive button here, which I kind of
show. So that it almost got like a universal vibe to it then.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, maybe Toshiba put out one remote for all their stuff.
Maybe. Or maybe he bought a secondary remote.
I was going through my tapes, my old tapes. By the way, this also plays SVHS. We'll get into that later too.
Nice. VHS. Yeah.
So I was getting ready to dub some stuff, some of my college stuff. And I couldn't figure out how to do it. I put the tape in, hit record. You can't change the input, even though you can change the input on here. You can't get to the VCR input. And the instructions, which I found in line, say it's the dubbing button. Just hit the dub button on the remote control. And I'm like, there's no dub button on here. Sure enough, I look through the instructions a little bit closer, and this is not the appropriate remote control for that.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Once you said that TV guide thing, unless it was also branded on the deck, I thought you probably had a universal remote, or he gave you just the wrong mode all together.
Wrong remote. It's Toshiba. It does work the basic things. No dubbing button. So as of now, I have no way to dub. Now, what I gave you advice last week. If you come across something that needs a remote, do you remember what I said?
I tell you what I say: go to eBay and buy the right remote.
I don't know where it is, but I got my old Samsung S5, which has an infrared blaster on it, and I looked for a remote control, universal remote control app, which there are thousands of them. But nowadays, all these apps are geared towards smart homes and air conditioners and TVs, Blu-rays, AV. No one says VCR anymore, so none of these apps have the codes for this deck. So I'm still hosed here.
You're gonna have to go to eBay. It's probably gonna cost you another $20.
No. The proper remote, there isn't one on eBay right now, but there are actual remote vendors that have their own web page just for remotes. $40 for a replacement remote.
All right. Well, you know what you need to do? But what you need to do is send me the remote that you need, and I'll look for it. Sometimes I'll just send it to. We'll figure it out. Let's move on. You got
That's the remote I need right there, folks.
Well, I'm not going to memorize it.
Maybe the crowd can get that for us.
I'm sure they're just going to go digging through their garage real quick, Bill.
Yeah, go dig right now, Toshiba. So, but we can work around that as well because of the HDMI out. So I can HDMI out. I have a HDMI capture card coming from Amazon, one of the super duper cheap ones. And hopefully that will capture directly to the computer. My computer won't explode, and we'll get an upscaled VHS copy of this stuff.
Okay, so that was a big ordeal. What's that other VCR there? The one underneath the TV.
Okay, so that's my older Sony.
No, forget that. The one that's underneath the TV, the one that looks real interesting up at the top there.
By the way, this is SVHS as well.
That is really cool,
and this is a burner. So my old ways of doing it was to go from here to this burner, burn a disc, and then I'd have to take it to the computer and rip the disc to get the video out, and then send it.
Oh, so you're talking about when you were a DVD bootlegger?
No, for instance, like that Bob Dylan concert I put up on the YouTube channel, I had to take. I have the tape right around here somewhere. Anyways, it was on a VHS tape. I had to send it to this recorder, burn it on a CD, then take the CD or DVD to my computer, rip the image files off the DVD, with the muxing and everything else you got to do, and then upload it. It's a big pain in the neck. And it's not that great a quality because
it sounds horrible. Right.
But this to the computer will be HDMI. Anyways.
Absolutely. And so if nothing else, and I have an HVHS to show. So whenever we do, I can show you something.
We'll talk about it. We'll get the technical specifications and what this does. Up here, this is not a VCR. This is a VTR, a videotape recorder, which we use in the industry as this was like a playback station. Like a QC station. It's actually very portable. It even has a handle on the side, so you could take it in the field with you. And that plays Betacam, Betacam SP, and Betacam SX tapes. I don't know if I have an SX tape, but that's these big old beta tapes. That's industry videotape. Back in the day, we don't use these much anymore. And there's the little version. So it takes both formats.
That's what most people, right? I was to say most people would only know the small betas.
Well, this is not the same as.
No, I know, but I mean, most people when you think beta, you think like the small betas. So this is all like television production beta. Will you show that remote? You got that remote again? Throw it up. She's looking for you, buddy.
Oh, okay,
where'd you put the remote?
Good. That's SDR0227.
All right.
You'll know because it says dubbing on there. There's a big dubbing button. So it's broadcast standard Betacam. small format, which holds a good half-hour show, and then these ones we would use to hold a 60-minute show or a 90-minute show could fit on there. If you aired a movie, you'd have to run 2 of these tapes, and that'll play in here, and that's wired up. This is actually wired up to the new deck, so you can burn the material onto DVD.
Now, at that place you work at, do they still have old beta tapes with old shows on them and stuff like that?
But yeah, there is still a library of old stuff. Most of it has been digitized, and there's a process to move it on to the next, so they can.
But if you want to know where I'm going with this, there's a very sought after television version of Die Hard. You need to find that. Go through. You guys must have shown Die Hard at some point.
You're saying a network version of Die Hard?
Yes, because really it's all about one line. When he says yippee-ki-yay, mother effer, in the television version, he says yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. And people love it. So if you find that, we can dub it. And we can, spread it around the community a little bit, make some people's lives better.
It's not out there already?
I mean, but people who have it, not everybody's as cool, man. Some people really want a lot, or they're hoarders, Just saying. All right.
Okay, that is something to look for. Anyways, so this is one of my tapes that I liberated because I used it to record some stuff on here. Like this is from.
That's a cool color too.
Conan, Andy's last show.
Wow.
So that's Andy Richter's last show on there. Let's see if I wired this stuff up right. I got to turn that off. I need to change the input, I think. Somehow.
I don't know. You'll have to tune into the vinyl show for that, Mrs. Lola Bob. We're trying to stay on format as best we can, and beta and laser disc and CED. Some of that stuff will fall in this range. But primarily, we're looking for tapes. But I'm not really quite sure about the 8-track market. So what do you got on there? That's the intro to Conan there?
Yeah, so that's the intro to Conan, or, somewhere in the first segment of Andy Richter's last show on Conan. So this is a great deck. I mean, you can jog and shuttle.
Yeah, that
out to a computer and get.
Is it back?
Yeah, now you're good.
Okay, I just had to go out and come back in.
You'll get a full quality rip of this stuff now. Some of this material I might have recorded while on the job, and so that license we can't put on YouTube. But for personal reasons, it's good for me to have.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me show you something, Bill. Real quick. Hold that thought. So there's this guy on Instagram. His name is VCR of Death, and he has a real cool Instagram channel. I sent you a link to it. I don't know if you clicked on it or not.
I did. I follow him now.
Yeah, he's real cool. He shows like a lot of cool movie clips and stuff. But one thing that he does that I really like in his stories, if you have trouble remembering a movie, like you don't remember the name, you just remember something about the movie, right? Just something about it. You can send it to him, and he will put it out to his like 35, 50,000 followers, whatever it is. And they'll people will tell you what it is. And he's almost like batting 1,000. Obviously I don't know every question. I don't remember them all, but I feel like all of them's been answered. So there's been a movie stuck in my head since I was a kid. And I remember, the only thing I remembered about it is very, very little, is a guy had a slingshot that he either, and this is the way I framed it to him, either he was left for dead or he got lost or something in the desert. But I think he was either left for dead or the person tried to murder him and they thought he was dead, one or the other. And the finale, he has a slingshot. There's something to do with a slingshot and a gas station. That's all I knew. That's it. So he put it out there, and within like 5 minutes, they came back with the made-for-TV movie Savages. All right. So there he is right there. Though this is the hero with the slingshot. But look at who the villain is. I don't know. Can you recognize that villain right there?
That Leonard Nimoy?
No, that is
Oh.
Andy Griffith.
Oh, wow.
So without giving away the whole plot, essentially Andy Griffin's like
Andy Griffith.
he's like I say Griffith. He's kind of like he's a hunter, and he needs someone to he needs a guide, and this guy was his guide. I kind of forget some of it, but essentially at some point they become at odds, right? And the finale has something to do with a slingshot and a gas station, and they found it. So I had watched this movie with my grandfather on just some Saturday afternoon. I mean, it was made in 1974, but we watched it sometime in the 80s. You know, it's just one of those movies that they would play on a Sunday or something, or a Saturday. And it's even a prison release, which is pretty cool too. It's a nice quality tape, and it's in excellent condition. And there was two on eBay. There was one for $25, and there was one for $50. So I bought the $25 one. And ironically, it was the better one in the better condition. And in the better, yeah, for sure, it was better condition. I mean, this thing's almost mint. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. It does have some weird little, like they put a little hole in the deal here in the barcode.
Yeah.
So not quite sure if this was reduced some point or if it was a rental. It don't have any stickers on it, but it really looks like it's never been played. And I haven't even played it yet. I haven't got around to it, but I am going to watch it soon. I was so happy it's just one of those things that's kind of stuck with me throughout the years, and I had no way of looking for it either. I didn't know that, you know, Andy was in this. So
that's going to be wild to see.
Yeah, but I did watch a little bit of it on YouTube when he did tell me about it. When they came up with the name, I instantly went to YouTube to see anything about it, and I watched like 5 minutes of it. I'm like, that's it. I knew it was it. So it was awesome that they found that. And let me show you a couple other things before we move to the thing. So every now and then, I'll have this weird thing where, like, I'll watch a channel and somebody will be like showing a video game or something, and then like the next day I'll find it. It's really weird how it happens. I mean, it's just a coincidence, but it's strange. So I was watching a documentary on the 88 Blob. It was an excellent movie, by the way. But they were talking about how like all the they were thinking about making a sequel, but all the producers and the directors and the production guys, they all went on to do other things. So they never kind of got back to making a sequel. And I forget which one, if it was a director or what, but he ended up going on to film Dreamscape. And I thought, do I have Dreamscape? So I went through my tapes real quick and I was looking, because I thought I did, but I actually had something that had a similar name, but it just wasn't it. But the next day I went yard selling and I found Dreamscape. So it's just so weird. This is a cut box though. So it's a weird cut box because it looks like a rental store did a cut box, but then they taped it to a box. So go figure why they even cut the box to begin with. Or they cut boxed it, stuck it in their thing, and then whenever they decided to sell it to the public, they went and taped it to this box. So it actually has a real slip, a blank slip, because I kind of peeled it up a little bit. And I know it's a cut box because, I mean, they cut off some of the words. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit of it. So it's definitely a cut box because some Thorn, especially the bottom part there, that's a big giveaway. Some of the Thorn videos do come in like clamshells. So they're technically kind of cut boxes, but they were designed for that. And so this is a Thorn video, but I mean, the way it was, I don't know. Yeah, it is manifesting, and I did manifest it, and I was very happy about that. But it's a really cool tape. You know, you can see like it's got one of the more old school labels on it with a little bit of discoloration from probably the glue. Yeah. So just the next day, there it was. I was like so happy I didn't go to eBay that night and buy it because I was just tired. I thought, I'll just wait till tomorrow. And then I found it. So there you go. And one other thing. So I went to a football game this weekend. And while I was in the San Jose area, there's a record store I like to go to. And I know that the reason I wanted to go there specifically is I knew they had a little VHS section, so I was kind of hoping to catch them slipping on something, and I kind of did on a couple of these, but some of them were just like $3 or $4. I mean, they're all cheap tapes, but they were all tapes that I wanted. And one that I'll just start off with your tape, Bill. That this is what's going to get you to finally send me my stuff. You prick.
Maybe. Yeah.
Look at that.
That's nice and glossy too. I didn't realize.
Oh, it's in great shape, dude. Yeah. It's really nice. So, you said you had seen this movie before, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Of course, I have it on Blu-ray, but
well, any real collector has it on VHS.
My buddy who got me into The Dead, he definitely had that movie, and we watched it many times. I never had the VHS copy myself.
Well, you do now, maybe. So that was one of the tapes I found, and I already had this on VHS, but man, I just love this cover. I have the big box version, which is the preferred version, but this is just awesome. Look at this Westworld. Look at that.
Yeah, it is.
I love that, and look at how bright that is. I mean, I just love the coloring on this, even though you could tell it got a little bit of sun on this side. That's all right, though.
It's the banner at the top I don't like, but
you know what? Normally I don't like that, but there's something about it with the yellow that just makes it pop. I don't know. I love it. I think it's a great cover. True. It really pops. Normally this is something I wouldn't like though, because this kind of indicates that it's like a greatest hits or something like that. But honestly, I don't know. I mean, if I was gonna nickname it, I'd call these silver tops or something, because that's what I thought of initially when I saw it, and I bet you there's a line of them. You know, like
show
you can
us
see
the picture closer. It is so multi-leveled, that picture, because under the skin should be robot, but it's actually a person. Is it
right? But I know it's weird. It's kind of weird, but
it's heavy. It's heavy.
I love it, dude. I fucking love it. I was really happy to find that, and this is okay. So you had like 2 silver tips. That's not bad. So you had like 2 big eras of like the monster movies. So you had, like what were they? Like the original, was it MGM or whatever, the original Frankenstein and vampire, Dracula, that kind of stuff. And then later on they did it again, but it was Paramount, and they referred to them as like the Hammer movies, because it was a Hammer production. And I just thought this one looked pretty cool. It was Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. So I didn't have this. I do have all of the other monster ones from the original releases. I don't have, this is my only Hammer video. So it's just kind of cool because they're a little more horror-ish, if I remember correctly. And anyway, so that was another one I had to walk away with.
So another studio remade these movies in their own way.
Right. They did like a Frankenstein. I'm pretty sure they did a Dracula, and they used some of the same actors that crossover. Like this has Peter Cushing in it. And that's the big crossover, is Peter Cushing's in this, but and he's also in Star Wars. But anyway, that's really cool. And so this is another movie. I actually have been looking for this. They call it horror, and I guess it is horror. It's a little science fiction-y too, if I remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But Altered States. Have you ever seen this movie, Bill?
No, never have.
Yeah, and it also is kind of cool because like the cover, you think it's upside down or something, but that's the way you're supposed to have it. But my son had this on DVD, and it sparked my memory of it. I hadn't seen it I only watched it once, because they used to always have they used to play a lot of horror movies on one of my local channels on the weekends, like on Saturday nights. And I remember watching this as a kid on an afternoon, I think. And of course, it was like the television edit, so I'm sure this one's better. But that's another one that I've been wanting, and I got that for a couple of bucks. Now, I'm a history buff, so I do enjoy a good history documentary. But the one thing that I really love about this tape, so this is Hitler's propaganda movie, Triumph of the Will. And I'm not into Hitler or anything like that, but I do really can appreciate that time. But I guess it's kind of a documentary on it as well. So, because unless it's just all the movie, it said it's in German with American subtitles or English subtitles. So, and ironically, it was the winner of Germany's National Film Prize. I wonder why. You think that someone was going to beat Hitler's movie? You know what I mean? But, and the fact it's an embassy release, I like that as well. But the thing I like about it the most, I wouldn't even have cared what this tape was just for this sticker. I've never seen this sticker before, but look at that.
Yeah.
So imagine what this is about. What do you think this is about, Bill?
Well, you know, they would have the boxes up on the shelves, I guess, and face out.
Right. And then when they put it back, they probably took off their tape, you know, and stuck this there. So someone came in and said, hey, you know, you got that Hitler movie? And like, oh, no, sorry. It's
got
out.
Hitler?
Right. You got that Hitler movie I've been wanting to watch. So, yeah, that was cool, man. I was really happy with that. Just for that sticker alone, it was worth it. And that's the one I really caught him slipping on. They only wanted $2.99 for it, and it looks like it sells for about $30. So I'm not going to sell it. I just think it's pretty cool. But anyway, so we've mentioned them a few times on the show, that book Stuck on VHS. So I've been kind of getting friendly with them. And anytime I find a real cool sticker, I'll send it, and I sent that, and they're like, we've never seen that before. That's definitely going in the book. So
really,
I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've never seen that before, but it's obvious what it is. I mean, it has age to it as well. You know what I mean?
I followed your advice and sent them something too, which maybe
did they get back to you?
Yeah, they did.
Actually. Yeah, they're really good. Sometimes it takes a couple days. Sometimes they get to you right away. But go ahead now. What do you got? I see you got something queued up there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I can see it too. I got the same.
You should be on your own screen.
I got the same power, buddy. I can see it's right down here at the bottom.
You should be on the client or something. Anyways,
I'm not.
Hey, I was thinking as we're doing this segment, this is a great time to have a new segment called What We're Looking For. And you were talking about the stuff you were looking for. So something I've been thinking of for some reason, probably because I'm watching a lot of Star Trek Voyager right now. That's a sidebar. But Robert Beltran was in a movie in the 80s, a sci-fi movie. Robert Beltran played Chakotay in Voyager. And before any of that, he was in a cult classic sci-fi movie from the 80s. Any idea what it is?
I was reading. Go ahead. What?
Oh, my God. Co-hosts, I tell you. Robert Beltran.
Robert Beltran. Okay. Yeah. I did hear
sci-fi movie.
Sci-fi movie.
What is this?
I know what it. Let me see. Was it Night of the Comet?
It was Night of the Comet. So yeah. Oh, why are you big screen? I
don't know, but I'm all right with it.
This is Chris Roberts taking over the feed. It's completely locked up now.
There you go.
There we go. So yeah, I've been thinking about this movie. Like you said, that movie you saw some Saturday afternoon or something. I saw this some Saturday afternoon on TV once a long time ago. I wouldn't mind having that on cassette because it was I don't know, pretty cool from what I remember.
And guess who has a double of that? This guy. I have a second copy.
Oh.
Yeah. Now that Black Christmas, huh? And that Tremors that you ripped me off?
Which cover is it?
Well, I have two. I'm obviously keeping the better one, but yours is cool too. Mine's just worth a little bit more. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, they had I think two different covers for.
Go full screen, Bill. There you go. Oh. All right. Sorry, Bill. I thought you were in the right side. Here. There you go. See? I help you out. I'll be right back. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Let's see what he's doing. I want to see what you're doing. No one wants to see me full screen. I'll tell you that. So, Night of the Comet. I think they made this story a couple times over. This comet, once every 500 years or something, comes out and comes across Earth. And if you're outside, every human who looks at it turns to dust. All that's left is clothes and piles of dust, or some humans turn into like crazy zombies too. So this movie is them trying to survive, after the comet, after the night of the comet. So I think there was a couple releases on VHS for it. It is on, I think there is a Blu-ray release of it, but it's fairly cheap distributors. I don't know what kind of quality it is, but the tape looks pretty cool. It'd be a cool tape and a good way to watch it on VHS for sure.
All right, I found it. Now, there's two of them, but obviously I'm keeping the better one, so we'll just get that out of the way. Shit, hold on, I dropped my phone. All right.
And he moved his camera all over the place.
Here we go. Sorry, everybody. Listen, I made this. I wanted to kind of get a better view of everything, but I also boxed myself in. So this is the one that you'll be getting if you want to do it. Now, it's not as good as the one that I got, but it still does have the same cover. This is the cover you're used to, except it's on the back. So this would be a variant cover. And it's good times, just like you like. You said you like the good times.
There's barely any tape there. Besides those reels.
Well, listen, it is a good times. But it does have this cool variant cover. Now, here's the much better cover.
Yeah.
All right. I actually do have it on beta too, and I do have this version on beta. So if you'd rather have the beta, I have the exact copy on beta. I just got to dig it up. I don't know where it is right now, but I can find it. But I do have this exact same copy on beta. Or you can get the VHS.
Yeah, VHS is fine. I'm going to watch
it. Well, I mean, you have a beta player. You can watch it on that too. I was giving you the option.
This one won't play consumer.
Oh, well, then forget it. Then, yeah, you'll definitely need that. So here we go. Now, you go find my tape collection that you promised me. And then you try to renege. And then you get these two tapes. Look. See, this is what friends do, Bill. We're out there in the field. We look for each other.
Okay.
So you send me my Black Christmas and my trimmers.
And trimmers is so common. That's
the point. So it shouldn't hurt at all. These aren't common. I've never seen this Grateful Dead ever.
Really?
It's the first time. I've never seen it. And I never seen Night of the Comet either version, either the Good Times or the CBS Fox. I don't see either one. So you're getting the better end of the deal, I'm sure. But yeah, look on the back. You got the little cheerleader. Yep. Yeah, I saw this on one of those lazy days too. The first time I saw it on CED. We watched two movies on CED. We watched Night of the Comet, and we got to see the whole movie. And then he also had Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So it's like, well, hey, let's watch that. And they put it on, and we watched the first side. After you get it, turn it over and stick it back in. And he went to pull it out, and the thing wouldn't come out, and his player was busted. And they had to get a VCR. His mom got mad. Yeah, his mom got mad, yelled at it, thought we broke it. We didn't do anything, but,
There's way too much mechanics involved with those RCA players. that was their downfall. They're so
they were cool.
Engineered.
They were cool, and there were some upsides to them, but, I mean, you can understand why beta and VHS, even Laserdisc is another cumbersome experience because, I mean, you have this gigantic disc and you can't fit everything on one side. I have to have two discs for Empire Strikes Back. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense.
If anyone's interested, I did do a little retrospective video on CED and RCA players on this very channel. If you want to go look through the videos. Still a very popular video.
All right. Here we go. There's a tagline.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about Halley's Comet, if I remember correctly, or just a generic comet. But I think that was kind of the idea. It was like a Halley's Comet kind of thing. Was coming by, shenanigans happened, mess with something, I forget if, I don't know, some sort of chaos ensued. But it's a great science fiction movie. It's ironic because it's one of those movies that kind of fit two genres. I would call it sci-fi, but I've also heard it referred to as a horror. which if it's horror, it's kind of a soft horror, but I think sci-fi is probably a more accurate description. And that's an original sci-fi sticker, which is cool. So there you go, Bill. Deal's done. Everybody heard Bill agree. So our deal's done. It's a done deal.
Miss Elba Bob wanted to see the cut from this cover picture.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Look at that.
It was the last thing on earth they ever expected. The War of the Worlds series that's on now is kind of the same idea.
You just gonna kick me out, huh, Bill?
I didn't. You're what? You're there. You're right there. Oh, there he goes. I didn't do that, folks. Man.
What are you doing, man?
I didn't do that.
You're like clicking buttons.
Everyone witnessed me not doing that. So, anyways, should we show more tapes or do you want to get into the SVHS segment?
Well, 1 second. We're gonna have a caller in a second as soon as he calls in. So maybe let's do the SVHS for a second. I do have one. I did find this commercial. I don't know. Does he need a link? Do me a favor. Yeah, I'll filibuster. Send Matt a link. I don't know if he needs it. Yes, send Matt a link.
Come on.
Well, the last time I moved the mouse, I got kicked out. So you claim it was me. I think it was you. So if I get kicked out now, I know it's you. Anyway, I was in a thrift store looking around, and they didn't have anything. And I saw this Indiana Jones, and I didn't even notice this little top part here. I just saw it, and something looked different about the color. And I pulled it out, and it was an SVHS release. There's not a ton of these, like different. Like there's a RoboCop I really want. That's actually the highest on my list. I think isn't. No, but there is a RoboCop that I really want, and that's probably maybe the cream of the crop. I think there was one other one, like maybe an Omen, maybe or something like that. But there was another one that I thought that I'd like to get. I can't remember right now, but definitely RoboCop. But I mean, everything about it, you could tell they got the SVHS banner right there, and it doesn't necessarily feel any heavier, but I mean, you could tell it's a quality tape just by the feel of it. But yeah, I mean, they were really trying to push this new format. I mean, there's SVHS everywhere. They wanted you to know exactly what it was, and surprisingly, it didn't matter because people were like, "No, I'm not buying another VCR.
Yeah,
I already have one."
I can imagine that was only in very limited markets that they attempted the SVHS stuff, but
yeah,
that's a good profile.
I know.
Chris Roberts' profile. Anyways, let me bring on our caller. We have not a first-time caller, but a long-time watcher. Matt Bandy's on the show. From the Vinyl Show. Matt Bandy. Good to see you.
Doing? You liking the
What's
show?
going on?
The show? Watching the show, enjoying it. But yeah, thought I'd call in. I got some new pickups that I'd like to share.
Let's see it.
All right. So these first ones I'm going to show are from a yard sale that I went to recently. It was like one of those community-wide yard sales. And the first place I went up to, I noticed he had an old board game that had a VHS on it. And ironically, it was a WWF board game, but it didn't have the VHS in it. So I asked him if he had the VHS or if he had any other VHS. And he couldn't find the VHS for the board game, unfortunately, but he had other
that was
VHS.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, I know. I was bummed. Other VHS that he brought out instead. So I'm going to show those that I got. So the first one here that I was excited. I'd never heard of this one, but it's called 9 Deaths of the Ninja.
Yeah. Let's get it out in the open. Any ninja from the 80s, 80s ninja movies are worth grabbing, and that's cool.
You got some badass babe there with a huge afro.
Oh yeah, when you sent me the picture of that, I was one of the first ones I focused in on, and I was super jealous.
Yeah. So the
That's
box is a
awesome.
little worse for wear.
Nah, it's got
that's
some
okay.
character. It looks
And
like
it's
the
got
dog
the,
might have chewed on it.
Yeah, it's a media release, and it's got
But it's got the bottom flap, which
flap.
is a lot of times they didn't survive, so that's really cool.
Yeah. So I haven't watched this one yet. I'm planning on watching it this weekend, but yeah, it looks cool. And then he had this one, another one I'd never heard of. I think this guy had some cool taste. But it's called The Hologram Man, starring Joe Laura.
I've never seen that one before, and that looks real cool.
And it's got the old Mr. McDowell right there. He's got the,
sure does.
And maybe, when he's not at the Golden Arch, he's fighting crime. So, yeah. Hologram Man.
That's a good looking tape.
Yeah, and I think this was like early 90s.
Did it say Hooker on there? What was that name on there?
I think Hinkle.
Hinkle? Oh, okay.
Hinkle,
Close.
yeah.
That's close.
Yeah. Rated R. I'm trying to see a date here, but I'm not seeing one. But this looks cool too.
Did you look it up?
Let's see what else. No, yeah, I looked it up. I didn't actually. I don't think I looked this one up on eBay.
You know what? I don't even remember you sending me a picture of that one, Matt. So I'm kind of a little pissed.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Don't be sorry to that guy.
Yeah, be sorry, damn it. I brought you into this thing.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the mafia. What the fuck, man?
Sorry.
I mean,
What did this guy do here? This guy brought Matt Bandy in.
You sure did.
To what?
Yeah. At first, I thought that was Lorinda Lamas on the side, and I got kind of excited, but it's not him.
Oh, what an actor!
Yeah. Richard Pepin, Pepin, who made the film? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see. Oh, there's another one, and I didn't know anything about this, but my spidey signals were tingling a little bit when I got this. And
yeah,
I'm conveniently putting my finger over this because this drives me nuts. It's like, it's a little.
Yeah, but that's all right though. I mean,
it's okay.
It's disappointing, but the side still's good.
Yeah. So this is a big box. Is this considered a big box?
That's a big box. Yeah.
This is called The Hunger. It is a vampire movie starring David Bowie that I'd never heard of.
I never heard of it either. But the second you showed that to me, I was like, that looks cool. And you remember
David
the one
Bowie
guy
and Susan Sarandon.
Our lunch meat guy pointed out that was one of the best vampire movies in his opinion.
Yeah, and there's other covers of this. I looked this one up, and it's not super pricey, but it's it's not cheap either. So
yeah, like $20-$30 or something.
Yeah, it opens up, and you got the cast there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe David Bowie didn't get top billing.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this movie before. In a dazzling erotic thriller.
Oh, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna play it, put it on late at night one night.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's worked before,
There might be some more bandies running around if you ain't careful.
Well, we got the top there. Okay. And there's one more from this guy. I forgot to bring it over. Hang on just a second. I was excited about this one too. Okay, so another Hinkle. I think this is probably the guy's name. Night Patrol. It's
the Hinkle collection.
The Hinkle collection, yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. I think I have that one around, but sometimes I used to confuse that with the Henry Winkler movie, Night Shift.
Okay.
Right.
And it says Night Patrol.
I would forget which one was which. Go ahead, sorry.
More consistently amusing than Police Academy, according to Variety magazine.
Yeah.
And it's starring Linda Blair.
Yeah.
And
she didn't do too many movies, so that's cool.
I got excited too when you turn the back over. Look at that! You got some big old boobs hanging right there. That's
right
the first
there.
thing you see. Hey-o.
Yeah.
And rated R. So I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, this was the Porky's era, meatballs. You were gonna get boobs.
The streets are crawling with weirdos, hookers, and perverts, and this time they're wearing badges.
I don't think
Yeah,
Maybe.
support the blue.
Night Patrol. There you go. So yeah, this one I'd never heard of either. So.
But you got good taste, Matt. You've been
Yeah.
pulling some good tapes.
Yeah, well, I've been getting lucky lately. I was happy with that. You got time for me to show some others?
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome.
It's not like Bill's got anything to show.
That's true. So I also this is my one eBay pickup, and so
that makes me happy.
yeah, I know.
On
I went
the
on there.
eBay.
So this is a movie called The Barbarians.
The Barbarians.
Yeah, so this is a sword and sorcery movie here.
Yeah.
This
nice
was
little media canon release.
Yeah. So I went on some YouTube video was showing like the top 10 like media or canon or obscure gems or whatever.
Right.
And this was on there, and they showed some clips from it, and I'm a fan of the sword and sorcery stuff.
Sure.
So this is kind of my bread and butter when it comes to VHS. So.
Well, they were riding the Conan bandwagon, I think, when that came out. So
yeah, and these
guys it has
a
little wrestling vibe too. Those big
they're twin brothers.
Heads.
And I looked up their filmography, and they didn't do much, but they were always in movies together, and it was mostly like action type stuff. But this looks cool.
No melodramas for those guys. Really?
No.
I don't believe you.
So the rest of these tapes I'm going to show, except for the last one here that I'm saving, are all that I found out at garage sales and on the thrift and stuff. So picked this one up 2 weeks ago called The Invisible Kid.
Yeah.
A media release. I'd never heard of this one before. This is starring the kid from The Boy Who Could Fly.
Right.
That's about all and he was the bad kid in Uncle Buck.
Right. I remember seeing that in the rental stores back in the day, and it always kind of drew my attention, but I don't ever remember if I rented it. I don't remember the movie at all. So when you showed that to me, I was like, dude, that's cool.
Yeah. So I was talking to a coworker who's also, she's a big movie buff, and she was like, I used to watch that movie all the time as a kid. It's really good. So yeah. This one seems like it could be fun. And then I picked up, I was excited to find this one, The Never-Ending Story. I've come across this in like the puffy kind of Disney.
Yeah, the clamshell. Yeah.
But, I was kind of holding out for this.
No, I actually like that cover a lot better than the clam.
I think it's awesome. Yeah,
sure. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
There is a part 2 as well, which isn't as good, but
yeah, no, I remember watching that once as a kid, and even as a kid, I was like, that's kind of lame. And I think it has the kid from
right. It's not the same. It's not
it's a
Fred
different
Savage
kid.
Or nothing. Yeah.
It was the kid from Sequest and Sidekicks, the kid that hung himself in his early 20s.
Oh, that went dark.
Yeah, a little bit. I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then let's see, picked up Mars Attacks.
It's another fun movie.
The Iron Giant.
Cool cover.
Yeah. And I've been kind of limiting myself on what I'm buying, mostly kind of sticking to science fiction, fantasy, horror, that type of stuff. But I couldn't pass this up because it was a older version of it, and it's got a cool cover and so. And it was a cool.
And that's what I'm saying. It was also cheap, so if you ever decide to ditch it down the line, you didn't. You're not just for invested.
Display purposes, it's cool. And then I got this at a local thrift called Just One of the Guys.
That's a hard tape to find too.
Yeah, I know. This one, I was surprised when I looked that up.
That's a cut box though, but that's still pretty cool. Even the cut box. Yeah.
Even the cut box was like going $30-$40.
Yep.
And it looks like this used to belong to the Premier Video Store.
Oh, I love that. You need to take a good picture of that and send it to me. Let's get it in that guy's book.
Looks like it's from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
And then it got all the way to you. It's amazing how these tapes travel, man.
Yeah. What do you know about Chechu Do Cajun
Learn how to karate or
Part 2. So
yeah, I know.
So this was at one of my local thrift stores, and at first I thought this was the what's the Bruce Lee fighting style, Jin Kundo,
Yeah, something like
something
that.
like that. So at first I'm like I just thought that's what it was, and I grabbed.
And you thought you were gonna learn how to fight like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, and then I kind of opened the box, and it said Cajun karate.
Oh,
Wait, Cajun karate? No,
was that Pastor Paul? Is that what it says?
Interview with Skokie Marks and Pastor Paul.
Wow, everybody knows Pastor Paul.
Then I was like, wait, what is this? And then I looked at the tagline. It says, see for yourself the effectiveness of this exotic Louisiana Bayou style American art. So this is some weird Cajun fighting style that I guess you're going to learn how to do it in this video.
Well,
this is
you better
2.
hope you didn't need part. Yeah, because in the first one shows you how to defend yourself.
So this video,
part two, you're going to get your ass kicked if you don't get that.
It's a no-nonsense self-defense system which teaches you how to escape from several of the most common attacks found in a barroom brawl, schoolyard, or other locations that at any street fight might occur. I haven't watched this one yet, and I'm excited. It looked like you got some shots of some guys getting down on the mat there. So, and I tried looking this one up. I couldn't find anything on it, and that's part of the reason why I picked this up. This looks pretty interesting.
I tell you, Matt, I wish someone would finally have some balls and put out a nonsense martial arts or self-defense. That's a no nonsense. I want to see the nonsense.
Nope.
I want to see the one that's got a lot of nonsense in it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's good stuff, buddy.
I need to watch this.
Okay. So what? You got a grand finale, Matt? That wasn't the grand finale.
This is not the grand finale. The grand finale is so you've talked about this guy before on the show. We're speaking of was Josh from
Josh?
Yeah, is that his name? Josh?
Yeah, and he also does a cool podcast. VHS.
So he has some magazines I picked up from his. This is his zine that he does called just entitled Lunch Meat. You got some cool art and articles on different movie reviews, VHS culture. There's a cool segment in the back here that talks about maintaining and the importance of maintaining your VCR, how to treat it right, and how that they're no longer producing these things anymore, and the fact that tapes will be there, but these guys might run out, so
they might
and stop working. So that was a neat article. And then I picked up the supplemental of the Stuck on VHS book that Chris has showed on here before.
You really got to jump on that first one, Matt, because they'll do reissues every now and then. I do like the supplemental a lot, but the big hardcover book, man, like I recommend that to any VHS enthusiast. It's well done. It's so awesome. And I'm so happy that some of my stickers are going into the next one. I suggest to everybody, if you got any stickers like that mean something to you, rental stores, or even if they're just got a funny name, send it in to Stuck on VHS. You can look them up on Instagram. You can get their. I'll put the thing in the comments at some point. I'll look up their email address. But it's really cool, and you definitely got to look into it because they're awesome, man.
So the last tape I'm going to show is a release by Josh didn't make this film, but he released this film, and this is called Life After the Navigator. So this is a new VHS release. It was a film made by Lisa Downs, and you can find her on Instagram. I think she made another film called Life After the Flash, and this is a documentary about the kid who was the actor in Fly the Navigator, and kind of his story of what happened after he made the film. Forgetting the name of the actor, Joey Kramer is his name, and I guess he had kind of not the greatest life after he made this movie. And so the tagline is it's all about the journey home, which is kind of like his what his quest was in this movie to get back to home. So this is in a clamshell box here, and it's labeled with his branding here, and the tape is in like so.
That's so awesome. So it really makes it look like it was a home recording, and
it looks like
handwritten.
There's Grease and WKRP. Looks like they got the boot there. You got there's his.
That's his label.
Right there. That's his.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's really cool.
There you go.
That guy's really doing stuff for VHS.
So this, I think there was only 50 of these tapes that were made.
Wow, you got lucky then.
So I'm on, like, I follow his Instagram account and I set it to post notifications. So whenever this went up, there was a black version and a blue and yellow and orange version of the tape. There were only 5 of those, 5 each.
Right.
So there's 5 of the blue, 5 of the orange, and then however many.
Yeah, and people scalp them pretty hard. So if you really want them, you have to get there early. Like they did a VHS version of that Blockbuster, the last Blockbuster movie.
Mm-hmm.
They got the license to put it on VHS, and every time they put it up, it just goes out quick. And he wants to do another print, but he has to order them in bulks of 500.
So he's done some other. There's other videos on there that he's done, and he's done represses of them. He's going to hopefully doing a repress of the Heavy Metal Parking Lot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
If you're not familiar with that, watch that. That's on YouTube, but that would be cool to have that on cassette. So yeah, I was excited to get this. It came real quick in the mail, and I also got some other goodies, a koozie and some stickers and stuff. So
that's really cool.
So check this guy out. And that's it for me, guys. Go ahead.
I can't believe there's still dub farms out there to produce VHS tapes.
All
those should have been long gone.
Nope.
Because it's not just, you can't run it off like computer data, ones and zeros. It has to be machine to machine.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got guys, Bill.
they got
top men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just top notch. Like
they get the aesthetic. They understand the VHS aesthetic. They understand the culture. It's everything that you would expect or want and more. Like they put so much into it. I haven't got anything from them that's half-assed.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. Looking forward to watching this too.
Well, right on.
So that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna hop off and go eat some pasta. So thanks for having me on. Enjoying the show. Keep up the good work and
keep us on in the background.
Yeah, we can use the algorithm.
Excellent. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matt. See ya.
All right, buddy. That was
Matt
pretty
Bandy
cool.
with a phone call and some pickups.
Yeah, and we'd like to see that. If you got pickups, we're running a little short on time this week, but next time,
I
have them
barely
ready.
got to my pickups.
Well, but your pickups are garbage. I got some really good
don't
pickups,
know.
though.
You don't
Look
know.
at you think you got something that competes with this stock, Bill? Get out of here.
We still haven't even got tech talk yet.
Well,
we're going to save that for another week.
We might have to save some of that tech talk because we got to talk a little more tapes. Go ahead. Show a couple of your tapes and let me see what you got.
Danielle's asked, she said she doesn't have any remote with a dub button. Is it the same as the record or the one-touch record button? No, not the same. Thanks for looking, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's really awesome of you.
So I did go up to Canadians here know about a little town called Orillia in Ontario, a little cottagey type town, home of the Ontario Provincial Police headquarters are there. So watch your speeds around there. But there was a lot of tapes in their Salvation Army thrift store. I mean, a lot of tapes, and they weren't picked over. Well, they didn't seem to be. And they were $5 for $1.
That's a good price. That's a great price.
That's a good price. was I going to say? The Talese ones, which were $2 each, they were. There was a deal where if you found 5, you got 1 free or something like that. But I couldn't even find 5. So, anyways, that's besides the point. So let me continue here. This relevant because we just lost Charles Grodin very recently. Midnight Run.
Yeah, I like that movie.
I hope y'all like that movie because that's so good, man.
No, I do. I have that. I did find that not too long ago on VHS, and I was very happy to find it. That's a good movie.
The pace at which those two like talk to each other and shoot back and forth are just De Niro is so good on this.
Well, I mean, it's a really good buddy comedy, you know, and it has that vibe where they start off at at odds, and then over the film they grow to love each other.
I remember he's doing that scene where he's talking to his boss on the payphone, and he's handcuffed to Charles Grodin, and he's saying, "If you don't do this, I'm gonna kill this guy and leave him in the ditch to rot." And while Charles Grodin is right there beside him, and it just a perfect pacing. He turns to him and gives him, "Don't worry about it, I'm not really." While he's doing this whole talk, it was De Niro at his comedic best right there. So that was there. I don't think that's worth anything, but there would have been it might be worth peeling off this sticker that's on top of this.
Yeah, it's very blurry. Yeah, I would. Yeah, if that's not a vintage sticker, I would get that one off and see what's underneath it.
It just says a number. It's just like a catalog number.
Yeah, they sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes rental stores bought out other rental stores, or they had a sister store, and then when they moved it to a different place,
it's just a tamper-proof label.
Well, then stick that sticker back on then. Go back, put that back on there. Right. Yes, well,
okay. What movie do you think of when you think of arm wrestling?
Over the Top. There's only one movie.
Is there only one? How's that possible?
I mean, that's the only one I think of is Over the Top.
Arm wrestling and trucking. And as a kid, man, those are 2 awesome things in a movie right there. And Stallone. Over the Top. I don't know. Is Over the Top a common tape?
Well, it's probably kind of common, but the thing is I feel like that's one that gets snatched up. So it's probably not something you're going to find usually when you go out.
I think so, because the cover is amazing. It's
absolutely well, and it has a lot of cachet to it. Any decent, self-respecting tape collector wants to have a copy of Over the Top.
And we're talking about VHS.
I went through a Stallone vibe recently, and I watched the prison movie he's in. That was really good.
Is it? It's like a later one, right?
No. It was around that era. It's a couple years later. I forget the name of it. It's over there, and I just watched it recently. I think it's 89. It had Donald Sutherland in it.
Great tagline here. Holy mackerel. Rocky, Rambo, Cobra, and now Hawk. It's the biggest fight of his life. This just looked like a cool cover, cool title. I didn't know anything about it. Warren Beatty, The Parallax View. My spidey sense went off on that one, so that's definitely worth some big bucks. The Parallax.
Yeah, that movie, a little on the nose with the name. It's called Lock Up. I don't know how I forgot that one. Go ahead, Parallax View. The Stallone movie was Lock Up. Sorry.
Does this ring any bells to you? Parallax.
I had never heard of that, but I would have bought it.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially 5 for $1. I would have picked that up. Yeah,
there's no even looking it up in the store.
There's no point for that. I mean, if it's any sort of good vibe, you just grab it and not worry about it.
For instance, I just watched the Val Kilmer documentary that he put out, and here's a little known Val Kilmer movie, The Man Who Broke 1,000 Chains. Weird cover, does not make me want to watch it at all.
Are you saying Kilmer?
Val Kilmer? No. Val Kilmer.
Kilmer.
Yeah.
So you got me earlier on the pronunciation of Griffin, when it was Griffith.
Yeah, because no one mixes that up.
Listen, I just watched Family Guy earlier. Get off my back.
This is on Lorimar, and this tape is actually worth something. I did check that out. My spidey sense was
I have never seen. That's another tape I would have grabbed, so that's definitely worth it.
From Dusk Till Dawn 2. Texas Bloody
Yeah,
Money.
not so good. But I mean, again, for the 5 for 2, I would have grabbed that just to have it. I am
It's got lots of
Robert?
action.
It's got Robert Patrick in it, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of him. He's a good actor.
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't look this up at all.
No, I mean the first one's
name only.
The first one's got good stuff. I didn't really care for. I love the ending of the first one. I won't spoil it, but it had a really cool ending.
Okay, couple more from me, and then I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
How about, I don't remember what comes first here. We were talking about this earlier.
Barbarian, then Destroyer.
So here we have, look at that cover,
that's the first one. That is so awesome. I think Destroyer's a better movie, but I like them both.
Did you watch the remake with Aquaman?
No, not even. No. I like the actor. I do like Jason. Is it Momoa or Momoa? Yeah. Momoa, I think. I do like him, but no, I didn't watch that. There's some movies that don't need to be remade, Bill, and that's one of them. Oh, so you got them both. Ah, you prick. Oh. I do need Barbarian. I have Destroyer, though, but that's good. A little, one of the older MCA styles.
And, there's tape. Nothing to remark on there. Just
no. That's like that. You can't win them all with the stickers.
Okay, let me finish with a stickered one. Okay, so
let's see. Let's see your sticker. Come on.
Okay, because this was killer. You agreed. I sent this off to the Don, the VHS Don already, so he could.
Yeah.
Terrible movie.
I have to tell you, I was a little jealous of that because I have Suburban Commando, so I have that. But it's just cool that you found one that had a cool sticker and it was on a cool tape. You know what I mean? Like that could have been like, one of those Bill movies, and it would have been horrible. You know what I mean? Like that at least has a little cachet to it. A river runs through it or something. No, at least you got something that's kind of fun. You got the big Be Kind Rewind. Those are always. I mean, those are pretty generic, but I mean they're cool when you see them. I prefer the one that has actually the little bee on it, but they're all kind of cool. Yeah, that's very blurry.
I can't get it.
No,
it's on both ends here.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, buddy.
Anyways, these stickers do tell the story. The one on here says Movie Land USA.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where that is, Movie Land USA, but this ended up in Aurelia. And then this sticker right here is from the next store, which was West End Video, which there is a West End Video in Brantford or Brampton. Anyways, 4 hours away from Aurelia. And then, so USA Movie to Brampton up to Aurelia.
And I love the fact that they left the stickers on it. Because I have a few that has multiple stickers like that, and I think that's just so cool. Because if you ever were to find some of the locals, you might get a little more history of it, like kind of, oh no, they own both stores, or no, they bought out the inventory, whatever. And they were so lazy, they didn't even stick it over the sticker; they just stuck it on the other end. You know what I mean? It's just like I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right. Well, I did a trade with a guy on Instagram. Honestly, at this point, I kind of forgot what I sent him, but I'm pretty sure it was some video game related. And he's like, what are you looking for? And it's like, right now, I'm just kind of cool on video games. Like, I'm really content with my collection. So I'm kind of beefing up my VHS a little bit. And I've never even seen this movie, but this just has the coolest cover. It's called Bleeders. But if you look close, like it has like this blood underneath. I mean, obviously it's not real blood, but you can move it around. It's like a body bag or something. Like, yeah.
I was gonna say that was moisture damage, but it's
no. It's supposed to see how it goes up there. Whoop. Yeah, it's intentional.
Yeah.
And this is just so cool, man. And this was I believe this was kind of like a late, it's 97. So, you know, typically the later 90s, early 2000s are all just printed. But I'll say I think the name of their store is kind of clever. So it's called Video Haven, and they're in New Haven, or it was on New Haven Avenue in Connecticut. So there's also a New Haven in Connecticut as well. So Video Haven. And some guy recognized the store on Instagram. He saw it, and he's just like, oh, I used to go to that store. So I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. But I really dig that cover. During like the late 90s too, they also started doing a little more urban, I don't know if that's the right PC way of saying it, but like urban horror movies. One of them was Tales from the Hood, which is an excellent like anthology horror movie. And, you know, it's all black directors, black actors, stuff like that. A lot of, you know, some of it had gang violence. Some of it was harken back to slavery. But this one actually it has Snoop Dogg in it. It's called Bones. And surprisingly, Snoop Dogg acts really well in it. And even I was watching this little documentary on it. And like everybody, it has Pam Grier in it as well, which she was really big in the blaxploitation movies in the 70s. Also, she was in some Tarantino movie, Jackie Brown. But he's really good in this. It's an and it's cheap. It's only like $3 or $4, even on eBay. But definitely worth it. It's a cool movie. So I picked that up just to kind of, because I was surprised I didn't have it. Now this is one of those weird movies too that I used to catch on the movie channel when I was a kid. And the only reason, there's two reasons why I watched this movie. One, it had boobs and sex in it. You know what I mean? But the other reason was it had the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 in it, Dream Warriors, like the main protagonist, the guy who kind of looks like a bootleg Bill Maher. And so you can see him right there. And that caught my eye. Yeah, it caught my eye one time when I just turned on the movie channel, because we only had one premium channel for a while, and it was the movie channel. Later on, we got Showtime as well. But it's called Body Double. And this was just a random find at one of my spots that I go through. And I was just so happy to find it, because I would have never remembered the name. This was another thing. I could have found the name of this one, though, because I know the actor. But, yeah. So, I don't know. I remember it really not being that good. But, again, it had boobs and stuff. Now, another thing, like one way I'll recommend is when you go to your spots, you'll have your spots. And sometimes you're like, I've checked over there and they all look the same. But sometimes, I just go through it again, because I can't believe I missed this. So someone had to go behind me and put it back there, because I really can't believe I missed this. But this is a pretty, I can't find any copies of this online. And this is the old style media, which is very desired. People actually try to get like these old media sets. One big tape that comes to mind is Halloween. And they even have a misprint of Halloween that it just says Meta. And that were big bucks, like $500-600. I believe it's up to that. But this thing is, I don't even know if the guy ever even watched it, because this label looks mint. And I mean, it's even like was stuck on shitty. Everything about it I like. You know what I mean? This is good, made in the USA quality right here, when the sticker kind of hangs over the top there,
Yeah. No, that's a total bootleg release.
No, this is legit.
That is not legit. That's Alice Cooper and Friends, which means Alice Cooper plays maybe half a song, and it's
I watched it. I watched it, and it's a concert. This isn't a bootleg. This is a legitimate, because they also talk about some of the other featured films on that they released. Halloween, this Night of the Living Dead, of course. You can get the Flesh Gordon, which I'm sure that meant Flash Gordon. So another misprint.
There was
there a Flesh Gordon?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyways, but then also the rock concerts. When I showed this on my Instagram, a buddy of mine pulled up that Jimi Hendrix in concert. So it's legit, Bill. You could try to say it's bootleg. Now, if you mean bootleg, like someone was in the crowd and videoed it, bootleg.
No. I mean, it's not authorized.
No, this isn't. Okay,
by the artist.
Maybe.
That's
but this is
no record label signed off on it.
Okay, well, that might be true, but this is a real release tape. Like, you had to buy this in a store, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a 1978 release. So, there we go, 1978. So, this is dope, man. I was really happy to find that. I have a lot of people interested in trading, but they're trying to do that. Well, what tapes are you looking for? And it's like, look, just show me what you got. Quit trying to fill out the price, all right? If you want a price, I'll sell it to you for $150. How's that taste? Just show me what you got. That's another move that people try to do. Oh, so what are you looking for? They're just trying to gauge what you think it's worth. You know, it's like, what do you think it's worth? That's the big question. All right, and here's my two big coup de grace, because we're getting towards the end here. I don't know if coup de grace is the right word, but the creme de la creme. There you go. That's what I was going for. The coup de grace is when you show your tapes and everybody falls asleep. That's the coup de grace. But anyway, so there was 2 tapes that I've been wanting recently. Well, 3 tapes, and the third one's on the way. A friend of mine was in the need of some money, and he saw that I was selling just the slip of a movie. I'll tell you the movie in a second, but I was just selling the slip because I had an extra slip, and he showed me the blank, like a tape that was a naked tape. So I was thinking he wanted the slip, but he was trying to sell me the tape. And I was like, oh no, I'm really just trying to get rid of the slip. I don't need it. And it's like, but if you get it, you can sell it. He goes, but if you get it, you can sell. It's one of those things. Like, let's just forget that. What else you got? He goes, what are you looking for? So I gave him 3 names. And the first one I said was The Mutilator. And then he comes right back with it. And this is a really cool slasher. Acting isn't very good in it. There's some weird audio issues, but I mean, look at that tagline there. You know, buy sword, buy pick, buy axe, bye-bye. And you know what I mean? That's just gold right there.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of a spoiler because these are kind of the characters, but yeah, it's a little sun faded, but I'm okay with it. I knew he was upfront about everything, and I was happy to get it, and he got it for a killer price. And it also has 2 different rental labels. See, I don't know why you can't pull this off, but it looks like Centaur was one of them, and the other one was looks like Fox's video rental. And the one was in South Carolina, and they were both from South Carolina. And then sometimes like the end labels would fall off, so they put their own little generic label on there, which is kind of cool to some degree. And they also have a label on the box, which kind of a drag because it goes over that, but it's also the side that goes in, so you don't even notice it. So you still kind of get that. And this is a Vestron video release, so that's really cool. Also, they wanted you to know that if you did not rewind it, you were going to get $1 charge because they put it on here twice and put it in 2 different directions in case you didn't notice the first one. You were going to get charged $1. And ironically, when I got it, it wasn't rewound. So, you know, somebody owes me $1. And then I'll do the final one. So this was now I already have this movie on in different releases, but this isn't. There's 2 of them that are a little more top notch, but this is like the 3rd rare one, and it's still very desired. And man, this cover is beautiful. So I saw this online, the media release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was on eBay. The guy had to make an offer, so I kind of sent him a lowball offer. I thought we would haggle back and forth a little bit, and he just took it. So I was like, oh, okay. And I just sold a bunch of stuff, so I'm like, well, that's going to be kind of free. But his cover had like a little chunk out. It was missing the bottom flap. So I was like, whatever. And I just happened to thought, I wonder if there's a loose cover. And then this cover was up there for $20. So I just went and bought it. I mean, this box is in beautiful. I don't even want to open it, but this thing is just in beautiful shape. I've never seen one this clean. I'm not saying there aren't others, but this thing is nice. So I ended up selling the crappy cover for the same price I paid for this one. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out.
Yeah. So yeah. What is someone expected to pay for that?
Well,
altogether?
This one would probably run you about $110. Like this in this condition, maybe even a little more. Now, I'm not saying they're all that price. I mean, you'll see some in the 70 range, 80 range, but now we're talking about if the flap is missing, the condition of the tape. This tape plays beautiful. I put it on immediately, and yeah, I mean, I couldn't be any happier. There was no tracking issues, no popping, nothing. I mean, it is clean. This is a good tape. And then to have a box that matches it, I mean, I guess you could say the only like blemish is like this random ass sticker they put on there, but I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. Like, they made sure to point it out in the ad though. And I'm like, I don't know. That just kind of makes it cooler. I mean, it would have been nice if they would have handwritten horror on there or something, but it doesn't really matter. It just looks really nice. But I got my tape for $50 complete. And then I sold the bootleg or like the nasty box for $25. And then I bought this for $24. So ultimately it cost me like $74. And I couldn't be any happier. But in reality, I sold other crap and it really didn't cost me anything. Because, you know, when you flip stuff from a yard sale that you buy for pennies and then you sell, you know, this was actually free, but real money, real spent, it cost me $74 total. And I couldn't be any happier. Like, this is a steal. So there you go, Bill.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Looks great. Where can people buy those plastic covers?
Well, some of them would have came from the rental stores. I buy cover. Now, this one came with the box. The guy who sent the original tape, it came in that. So I don't know where he got it. I have gotten some that were former rentals that had that. Sometimes they'll have stickers on the outside, stuff like that. I'm sure there's people who sell them. I know you can get them on eBay. I do have a friend who's sending me like 21 of them right now because I got some tapes behind me that really need to be covered. And his name is Collector Protector with a K. So the collectors with a K. And he sells them really, the quality second to none. Anything you get from him, like I buy all my NES boxes and Super Nintendo boxes, stuff like that. I get all the protectors from him. I've never gotten a VHS protector from him, but I'm sure it's on par with everything else he does. So I will find out in the next episode how they turned out, if I'm happy with them or not. Because I'm getting like 21 of them. So
that's what I was wondering. There's tons of them for games, so I'm wondering if they're starting to mass produce.
There's still a market for them. I mean, on eBay, in the collector groups, there's always somebody who's making them. Plus, I bet you this same thing will fit like Famicom games or Super Famicom games. So there might even be a secondary use for them. You know, there's other video games that this would probably fit. So, you know, it's one of those things.
Something that holds CDs. You check with that person because they're making all kinds of cases for all kinds of games, including PlayStation games, which are CDs.
He also has like for pop figures. That's another thing he really does. And he also sells acrylic cases. So if you have something that's like, you know, your top of your collection, you can buy one of these extra. And they're very affordable. Everything's very affordable. Very good company. Highly recommended. And there's others out there. So, I mean, if cheap is more your angle, then go for that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a great movie, Duke. Anyway, so I have other crap, but we'll save it for another time because we're at our 2-hour mark, man.
Wow. What a show. Man, we didn't even get to all the stuff we had lined up.
That's all right.
Yeah, we get to explore more videotape history next time, broadcast and consumer. We'll talk about that. I still have a boatload of pickups we didn't get to, so I guess I don't get to put them away or get rid of them, whichever way.
I got, not that Matt wasn't a special guest because he is, but I also have another special guest lined up. He's either going to be on the next episode or the episode after that. His name is VHS Mikey. I'll just throw it out there. So if you want to check out his channel in the meantime, he has a YouTube channel. And he's going to come on, and we're going to talk some tapes with him.
Oh, wow. Look at that. News to me, so that's exciting.
Well, that's okay. I did tell you I had a guest lined up. Get out of here.
I must have missed that meeting. Yeah, so lots of excitement coming. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe so you know when the next thing is happening.
Yeah, and share the video if you can. That always helps.
Share the video. Yeah, put it on your thing that people see somewhere. Chris Roberts.
If you would have put that in your post, I could have shared it, but you put it in your story.
I don't know Instagram like you. You're gonna have to give me lessons.
Okay,
I don't even
next
know why
time-
people do
all right,
stories. I don't
next-
get it.
No, there's never mind. I'll explain it to you off air. Go ahead. Don't bore people.
Okay. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. What else? I was gonna say something else, but Chris
Follow
Roberts-
us on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at CWR2. Follow Bill and whatever Bill does. What do you do, Bill?
STC Pod. I did want to say to the Bob fans out there, the Dylan fans, I haven't put out any bootleg music in a while. This is a little production note. I'm working on it. I've been on vacation, so I've been in very quiet mode. But go to the official Bob Dylan YouTube channel because they just dropped a crazy amount of tracks on YouTube, like 250 tracks 2 days ago. Outtakes, official stuff. It's all official stuff, but it's just an incredible drop of music on YouTube for free from the official Bob Dylan channel. So check that out. Otherwise, thank you for joining us on the VHS show. We'll see you next time. Thanks again. I'm going to play us out just a second.
Okay.
Hold on.
I thought we were doing
to
the freeze frame thing like the 80s where we have to.
If Chris Roberts would have been on it, he would have rolled this for me. But, anyway.
You don't have it on the screen.